So yesterday what I did was I ended up putting on this tape, which are going to be the marker lines for the BMW M racing stripe colors. So I've gotten the first coat done, which is red, the first color. I'm taping off part of the red lining, and here up here I'm gonna have the blue come all the way there, all the way down until the very end here. So the blue is gonna cap everything off. Hello there YouTube, welcome to my channel. Now if you watch a lot of my videos, you'll probably find out that a lot of my videos have to do with travel vlogging. It's mainly to Southeast Asia, but today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about my BMW 328 diesel and why today is a sad day. I am actually getting rid of my beautiful racing stripes. Oh, look at that. It looks like we've created a work of art there. Look how the paint is dripping. It could almost be an artwork. Wow. Main reason why I'm getting rid of the racing stripes, I'm looking into selling it, and it'll probably fetch for a lot better value if it doesn't have the racing stripes, because obviously the racing stripes aren't everyone's forte. I've owned this car for about 4 years now, and out of those 4 years, 3 out of those 4 years I've had these racing stripes on. Now I did these racing stripes by myself. My wife helped me do it, and believe it or not, this is all plastidip. It's all custom-made plastic dip that I designed, taped, and did it myself. So all the plastic dip that I actually used, I bought from Advanced Auto Parts. The reason why I went with their plastic dip is because if you go with the same brand, it's a little easier matching the colors, and also it comes off a lot easier than other plastic dip that I've bought from Home Depot or anything like that. It doesn't quite stick to the paint. It easily peels right off and doesn't leave any residue, which is why I went with this particular one. So if you want to know what brand it is, again, just leave a comment below. I have to admit, I have really enjoyed the joy that it brings to people as it drives by. Sometimes as I drive by, I can see people turning their heads, or people with their family or their kids pointing at it and just smiling. Or mostly what happens is, it's actually a dude magnet. Like seriously, every time I put to a stoplight, if a guy is driving another car, he'll probably pull up next to me and ask me, dude, that's a cool car. Now normally I'd buy a plastic dip remover from Dip My Car, but I don't have the time to wait for shipping, and I need to get these racing stripes off ASAP. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a quick little trip to AutoZone, find a product out there. Now I know I have one in mind. We're gonna spray it on, leave it up for maybe 20-30 minutes, and then we're gonna go to a car wash and then use a power sprayer to get it off. So let's go, and I'm gonna cry at the end of this, so please bear with me because I love these racing stripes. Over to Advanced Auto Parts, and then I got glue gun and bag and tire remover by Rain-X. Now after doing some research online, some people had said that it would be good to use something called goof off. Would actually really eat into the paint. It's more better for things like the rims, if I was really removing the plastic dip on the rims. And let's talk about what I really like about this BMW 328 diesel. 280 foot-pounds of torque. Now I've also rented and had the regular version, but I feel like the diesel version always has more torque, which naturally is true because diesel does have more torque. I really decided to go with the diesel, but when I got this, I was still dating my wife, and she lived in St. Louis and I lived all the way in New Jersey, so I did a lot of driving. So this, when I drive very conservatively, like, you know, in eco pro mode, I get about 50 miles per gallon. If I drive not conservatively, I get about, on average, 35 to 40 miles per gallon. So I've never gotten anything below 35 miles per gallon in this car, just because it's a diesel. Diesels are more economical. And if you own a diesel BMW, you'll find that right in here they have this thing called the diesel emission fluid. It's this blue little cap right here. So this is what helps makes it more emission friendly and pass emissions here in the US. Now the Dieselgate incident and diesel versus hybrids is a whole debate that I'm not gonna get into. I just love to get in the fact that this is a fun car to drive. And now that the racing stripes are gonna be gone, It's still gonna be fun, but probably not as noticeably in public. Whatever I can peel, I will peel, and whatever I can't, we will use the spray and see how well both the Rain X and the Goo Gone work. Imagine all this is gonna be gone by the end of the day, and I'm gonna be left without any racing stripes. Now, when I applied the plastic dip, one thing I did do is I put a clear coat on top of everything to make sure it would last longer. Now, I haven't put a clear coat on this in about 2 years now, so hopefully it will peel a lot easier. But if it's still stuck on and doesn't come, that's when we'll try the Goo Gone. All right, let's get peeling. That's as much as I could get out. So right now what I've done is I'm just gonna spray the Goo Gone on here and let it sit and see what happens. Now on the edges here, it seems like it's pretty stuck on and it's pretty thin. So chances of peeling it are pretty much zero. So what I'm gonna have to do is just spray it on and we'll see what happens. See that it has eaten a combination of both the Goo Gone and the tar remover has eaten through the clear coat. So it's just eating through the clear coat now and it's starting to get into the paint. So all the layers of clear coat I put on there were pretty effective that it had to take all this time for this to be able to eat through it. So now that we are getting really close to getting through the clear coat, we'll have to kind of either wait for 30 minutes for it to eat through some more or hose it down and respray. I vote for waiting for 30 minutes. Wow, look at that. It looks like we've created a work of art there. Look how the paint is dripping. It's been just about 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna let it sit for 30 minutes. All right, so because I had put about 4 to 5 coats of the clear coat on this, it's a little stubborn, especially up here. I did put a lot more clear coat at the very top because I assumed the very top part would get a lot of stone chips and from traveling and cross-country road trips. So I did put about way too many coats of clear coat on here. So I'm having to scrub it down to move it off, and then from there I'm going to use the power hose here to scrub off the clear coat, then we'll spray it again, and that way hopefully we'll be able to get really deep into the paint, into the clear coat, and get a lot of this. Now some of these are already coming off, but the turquoise is what's proving very troublesome. I've gotten a majority of the paint off. Some of it was really difficult. As you can see here, I actually put on 2 layers. So the turquoise that was here actually had 2 different paints on it because I tried one paint and it didn't work out. So I just, instead of taking it off, I just painted right over it, and that kind of caused this to be a little thicker than it should. So it became a little harder to take that off. A pretty good start. Most of the majority of the racing stripe is off. I've gone through the clear coat, which is making it really difficult for the Goo Gone to really get deep into the paint. The Goo Gone will be able to kind of get a lot of it. As you can see, a lot of the car has kind of picked up the color of all the plastic dip, but all this is just fixed with just a Goo Gone on a cloth and just wipe it down and it should be good to go. So I sprayed some of the Goo Gone on here. As you can see, it's already starting to kind of drip. Let's see how good it is. It's only been like 2 minutes. So let's see how well it wipes off. Wow, that's pretty good. The cleanup of the racing stripes is almost done. I just need to take another trip to the store to buy more Goo Gone. Look what it looks like. Wow. No more racing stripes. None on the front, nothing on the sides. Come around all the way to the back. And it's clean. I'm happy with the way it turned out. It's very clean. It looks like a brand new vehicle, and I'm sure my wife won't recognize it when she comes home. I hope you've enjoyed this video of how I actually remove plastic dip. Go with Goo Gone. It's absolutely the best. Leave it on for about 20-30 minutes and spray it all off. All right, thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.